Hi everybody and welcome to Scuba Diver magazine. I'm Mark and I've been teaching people how to scuba dive for well over 10 years now. So you'll probably recognise me from the Simply Scuba channel and even my own channel Safe Diving. For this video series I'm going to be going back to the basics of scuba diving so that if you're just starting out or even if you're just feeling a little bit rusty, you can dive back in fresh in the knowledge in the scuba diving basics. If you enjoyed this video and find it useful, then don't forget to like and share it online so that your diving friends can see it as well and brush up on their skills. If you have any comments, questions, queries or even corrections at any part of the video, then let us know down in the comments below and we or even our community will help you out. So let's get into it. Hi everybody, in this Back to Basics video, we're going to be taking a quick look at how to change the mask strap on your mask. Now this is a pretty easy procedure. There are a few little pitfalls and little sort of hints and tips that I have for doing this. So this is, if this is your first time, then yeah, hopefully this will just kind of step you through, or if you're kind of stuck on a little bit, because sometimes rethreading them can be a bit complicated, or you don't know kind of how hard you can actually pull on that strap, I'm basically going to show you. So yeah, replacing your mask strap, it can happen because either your mask strap is broken, over time they do sort of wear out, so you do need to replace them every now and then. You might be upgrading it, either swapping out the mask strap completely, or you might be sort of fitting a neoprene sleeve on the back so it's a bit more comfortable, but the procedure is exactly the same. So let's take a quick look at how to change your mask strap. Okay, so first of all you need to remove the old strap. So this is pretty easy. The first thing I'm going to do is kind of show you why this can be tricky, and that's because on the end of the mask strap, this is the very edge of the mask strap, you'll see it's got a chunky section right here, and it's also got this flared section as well, and these are both mechanical sort of ways of stopping that strap from accidentally sort of going through the mechanism. So so they're there for safety, but they do make your life a little bit trickier, and this might be where you're getting stuck. So the first thing is that on most masks you should have a strap retainer, which is a solid piece of plastic, and this is just a loop that sits on the mask strap and stops this sort of very end bit from flapping around and just being annoying. And as you see, the mask strap doesn't want to go through it because it's got that big chunky lug that, yeah, even if you do pull on it, it doesn't want to go through. So that's fine. This is our first obstacle. Now, the thing is with silicone straps, you can pull them pretty hard. They do sort of take a certain amount of strain, but it's important to look either side of the mask strap and look for any kind of nicks or cuts, because if there's any kind of imperfection in that edge, if you do pull it a bit too tight, you are going to split the entire strap. So do look out for that first. But to pull this lug through the retainer, all we're going to do is pull on one edge of the strap until that very tip kind of goes under. You see how it's tucked under? Now it's very easy to pull that through and you'll pass the first obstacle. Now, the next thing is you've got to get it through the buckle. Now, it's very easy to get it through. Most buckles will have some kind of mechanism where you push a button or you kind of lift a tab or something. On this one, I've got a button on the bottom and a button on the top. So we're going to squeeze those together, and that just lifts this sort of mechanism up, and that's the sort of ratchet system that stops it from sliding out. Pulling on the strap just to get it to that point, and that lug again is stopping it from going through. That's what it's designed to do. So what we're going to do is exactly the same as before. Just pull on one side of the strap until it tucks under. You see how it goes in nice and easily when you just pull on one side, and then just kind of keep pulling it at a slight angle, and that will just pull it through that mechanism. So there we have it. There we have the old strap off. You of course do exactly the same on the other side, but the mechanism is exactly the same. So now we're going to jump straight to putting that strap back on as if we're putting a new mask strap on. Okay, so putting the new mask strap on, this can be the fiddlier bit because some mask mechanisms they're just a little bit shrouded, so it's a bit hard to get your fingers in. So sometimes I use a teeny tiny little sort of flathead screwdriver, but you can use a toothpick or anything because you might need a little hook to get it through, but sometimes you don't. So the first thing is that you need to make sure sort of which is the front and the back of the strap, and as a general rule of thumb, the logo is going to be on the outside, so the back of the head, but also you want these ratchet systems. They're going to start off on the inside, so they're going to be kind of against the side of your head, and that's what's going to activate the mechanism. So it's always going to be these kind of ratchets sort of on the outside. So getting the new mask strap back on is pretty easy. What the buckle will have, we've already seen that mechanism, but it'll have a kind of roller, this kind of piece of plastic, and you want to go on the inside of this and just poke the tip of your mask strap in through there whilst holding down that mechanism. And this is where a lot of the time it can get complicated. So you see how if you just kind of do it like that, it just kind of mashes itself into that mechanism. So if you can get it through and get that sort of real sort of tip through, perfect, just grab hold of that and we'll show you that mechanism. If you can't, then you might need to use that kind of toothpick just to kind of ease it through, because some mechanisms, they just get a little bit complicated, and that mask strap, you're trying to push a kind of a soft noodle through a mechanism, it's not always the easiest. So sometimes a pair of tweezers or some kind of hook just to sort of get that tab out. As soon as you got that tab, just give it a tug, and that's pretty much it. Then you can sort of pull that ratchet mechanism depending on how tight you want it on your head, and then you do the same with that that strap retainer. You'll have two sort of recesses in there. The one that stays actually on the main body of the mask strap is going to be a bit deeper. You can see how this section is about twice as thick as this section. So some of them have cut throughs, so you can sort of quickly release them. But yeah, the wider of the two sections always goes on the main body of the mask strap, and then the smaller section is for this little tab, and that's just going to stop that from flapping around. So again, we've got those two mechanisms that are making it a bit hard for me, but because it's silicone, it's nice and flexible. The first one goes through pretty easy. The second one, if you pull it at a slight angle, it goes through, and there we have it. It's pretty easy. It's a basic skill, but if you've never done it before, kind of knowing how strong you can kind of pull on that mask strap can feel a little bit as if you're going to damage your mask, but your silicone mask straps, they are pretty tough. They can deal with quite a lot of pulling and sort of stretching and squeezing. Just try and make sure that you don't have any nicks or cuts, because as soon as you get any kind of imperfection in that, that's how you're going to sort of rip through the entire mask strap. And that's it, how to change your silicone mask strap on your dive mask. Okay, so now you're a bit savvier with your scuba diving basics. Don't forget to subscribe to the Scuba Diver magazine channel to stay up to date with the latest scuba diving news and advice, and don't forget to put your comments down below in the comments. Thank you for watching, and of course, safe diving.